The biggest headline comic of ancient Greece, Aristotle, once wrote a treatise known as Rhetoric. It was a text outlining a system for oratory skill, and little did he know he was laying the groundwork for the future ruling class of America, CEOs. CEOs in our day are considered forward-thinking men, people we rally behind, warriors, if you will. And these warriors have one purpose: shareholder value. Much like ancient Greeks, CEOs are known for how well they can use their mouths. And the ability to use your mouth to wet the whistle of the shareholder, that's not something you can learn. That's only a talent that is bestowed upon by a higher force. And here's the thing. What a CEO says influences that big, great ocean we all know as the stock market. They can create waves with phrases like, "I will fuck them in their ears." They won't just be burning the midnight oil. They'll be burning the 3 a.m. oil. They won't even leave the factory type thing. Whereas Americans, they don't want to work at all. I know I didn't get that perfect, but fuck 'em. For today's company lot, we compiled the most cutting and influential quotes from CEOs in 2025. Now, why did we do that? We analyzed all those quotes to narrow down to a very specific list, to rank and grade each one to crown the CEO who will rule them all. Now, in order to do that, I want to introduce you to the CEO hardness scale. Now, remember, guys, a CEO is a gem. This is a person who is crystallized from pressure. They're basically diamonds in our society. And just like a diamond, you can grade these guys with 3 C's: compassion, conviction, and charitability. Now, the ideal and perfect CEO is a hard 5, full of conviction, 0 compassion, and not a lick of charitability, because fuck everyone. The lowest grade a CEO can achieve is a 15. That means they have compassion and charitability. When it comes to a CEO, that is just disgusting. Now that you know where we're going, let's see who's going to score a hard cutting 5 and who's a compassionate, just pick me 15. Now, the first CEO I want to introduce you to is Martin Bally. Martin Bally is an IT and cybersecurity executive who held leadership roles at several companies, including Stellantic and American Axle and Manufacturing. He earned a bachelor's and a master's in information assurance from Norwich University and was named to Cyber Defense Magazine's top 100 CISOs in 2020. Now, when you hear credentials like this, I know what you're thinking. This is the perfect guy to run a company selling soup.
New this morning, an executive for Camden-based Campbell's is on leave for an alleged expletive-filled rant.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it, I can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
I never got a chance to really talk about this anywhere, and I've always wondered who hot mic'd him in this scenario.
Former Campbell's employee Robert Garza presented the recording as part of a wrongful termination lawsuit. He said he was fired after reporting the alleged comments made by executive Martin Bally. Garza says they also included racist remarks about other employees. Campbell's defended the quality of its food production. The company says it has not been able to verify the recording and said, quote, "If the comments were in fact made, they are unacceptable. They do not reflect our values and the culture of our company."
Campbell's, I don't think anyone is judging you guys by the quality of your food. You guys tell me. I haven't eaten Campbell's food in a while, but I think when you get food from a can, you kind of know what it is. I don't think you eat food from a can and expect gourmet. It's just, it does the job. If anyone is mad at Campbell's 3D printing their meat, they're just upset that Campbell's can do it and we can't. All right, I know I am. I'm jealous that Campbell's can 3D print their meat. A lot of CEOs, they come off as sort of charitable, right? Because they don't take a salary. They try to trick us all with that. They don't take a salary. They just take millions of dollars in stock. And so on paper, maybe they make $1 or 10 cents or something. But Martin Bally is a hero in a way. Because unlike other CEOs, instead of, pretending to not get paid, he just went ahead and made sure he got himself fired so he couldn't actually get paid and he would make no money. I love this quote from Campbell's. This comment was made by someone in IT who has nothing to do with how we make our food. He's just a nerd, bro. He just works at a computer. This guy he's not even really in with us like that. See, this is why tech startups and tech founders are total demons, because no matter how good of a job you do, you could do a really good job with computers. As soon as you step out of line, the company will be sure to remind you, hey man, you're just a fucking nerd. We don't really like you like that. And look, I'm just going to say, Campbell's, this little PR move right here, I don't think this last paragraph is helping you, Campbell's, this bit. We are proud of the food we make, the people who make it, and the high-quality ingredients we use to provide consumers with good food at a good value. The comments heard on the recording about our food are not only inaccurate, they are patently absurd. Now, Campbell's, you had me until the patently absurd. You know, because now it sounds like you're hiding 3D printers as you write this. Would be great. They just had a fucking warehouse of these things, and they're like, burn them all. We got to blow these things up immediately. Get them in the hands of I don't care who. Drop them off at local schools and don't put our name on it. Just leave them out front. Now let's go ahead and hit Martin Bally with our diamond tester. As far as compassion, I think he scores a big fat 0. Is he charitable? I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's charitable in his statements. He doesn't seem charitable in his analysis of people. He comes across pretty judgmental. Martin Bally seems to have made no statement about the situation, at least not one that I can find, so I'm going to rank him 0 on charitability. But did he have conviction when he said that? Did he have that conviction when he was like, I'm not eating that bogus 3D printed meat? Absolutely. I think Martin Bally scores a nice hard 5. This guy is premium CEO. That's going to put him at the top of the pecking order so far. Let's keep going. Now, when I say Farley, what do you think? That's right. You think of a big guy, big lovable guy that knows comedy and likes to do cocaine. A man who went out riding high. Now, let me introduce you to the other side of the Farley family, Jim Farley. I don't think they're related, but I assume you are, because with a name like Farley, I don't think there could be too many of you. What is it, like 50? 49 now, I guess? Jim Farley is the CEO of Ford, and he got there after he did a good job over there at Toyota, and he decided to work for the home team. Mr. Farley is known for taking Ford and pushing them very hard towards EVs. In 2021, he claimed this shift was essential for survival, but his execution has widely been criticized. Ford has faced billions in losses, tons of recalls, and quality issues under his specific EV strategy. A lot of people see him as overambitious and ego-driven, and he's more focused on market hype than solid engineering. And to be honest, that's kind of what you need when you're flapping your gums in the stock market. You got to keep just wetting that whistle. But I digress. His critics argue he chases profit and attention at the expense of reliability, while his supporters, on the other hand, think he's bold. They think he reflects a necessary urgency to get Ford back into the lead as far as a auto manufacturer.
You had, as Sherry House was telling us earlier, you would have raised your full-year guidance were it not for this aluminum plant Novelis fire. How deep was the damage? Can you quantify that in terms of like F-150 units or Expedition and Navigator units? How hard did it hit you, or will it hit you in the fourth quarter?
Well, we're still working through it, Matt. Hi, thanks for having me on the show. We're still working through it. It'll be, I'd say, around 100,000 units, but we still have the opportunity to improve that.
I'm not trying to, I feel like he's had this haircut since second grade. Respectfully, I feel like the rest of his hair has grown, but it feels like the side part, he's carried that. Like, I feel like his mom did the first, and then it just never left. Whenever he took a shower, just kind of hit it like a hard piece of plastic, and it just rolled off. And I don't think it's a toupee. I don't think it's fake. I think that is his hair. But I think he's kept that specific block of hair since he was maybe 6 or 7. I don't know what age you're in second grade. I skipped elementary school. It was just gate program. You know how it goes.
This is really a retiming of wholesale. What we lose this year, we'll gain most of it back next year. Maybe $1.5 billion to $2.5 billion of EBIT this year. A little bit heavier on the cash because of how auto works. but we'll be gaining at least $1 billion, if not more, of that back next year. So
I don't know how often you're watching CEOs give, like do stand-up sets on these financial shows. It is a weird sort of like song and dance that they have to do. And you forget that these guys got to like put on a suit, do their second grade comb over and look in the mirror and go, okay, just let them know. We're going to make $1 billion next year. They have to say that with a straight face. They have to go into a studio and yeah, we're gonna make $1 billion next year. I think that's why you need that haircut, because it's like a very 9-year-old thing to say. Next year, we're gonna make $1 billion selling trucks. In the spirit of Henry Ford, Jim follows along with this wonderful quote: "Artificial intelligence is going to replace literally half of all white-collar workers in the United States." I think he says that with a little bit of excitement. The assembly line is where automation and robotics, that fantasy comes to life immediately. And for making cars, I would imagine that the vibe at the top is like, well, we're just fucking making them and selling them. So do we need people? And on the surface, I think Jim reads like maybe he's a charitable guy. He doesn't rank too high on conviction, but he does seem compassionate. I'm honestly going to rate him a 9. He seems charitable enough. I think Jim goes home on Christmas and he's thinking about donating to a toy drive. He doesn't seem like a cutthroat, ruthless killer. And the fact that he cares about hype and he cares about, being in others' good graces, I think he likes attention, right? So that to me, you have sensibility of what others think about you, and he wants to be perceived well. I think he's charitable in that, like he views people as people. So I'm gonna rate Jim a 9. I don't think he's just a hard and cutting 5, not like that. Next on the list is a controversial guy in the AI world because he used to work at OpenAI. But then he left, and his reason for leaving was safety. I'm talking about Dario, who's the CEO of Anthropic. He's got a very cool last name. Just looking at it, you might not know how to read it, but Sam will go ahead and help you out with how to pronounce that. Sam, why don't you show him how to do that?
Okie dokie.
Dario Amodei is, many people see him as someone who built his image just by pushing dramatic doomsday claims while selling the exact same technology. He often warns that advanced AI will wipe out vast numbers of jobs, and people say he exaggerates the danger to gain influence, kind of shape regulation and make Anthropic look more responsible than its competitors. He's maybe pandering or, virtue signaling a little bit. Now, when you think about a guy who heads up a company like Anthropic, something that is leading the charge in AI and has the gusto to look at other AI, creators and producers and engineers and go, this entire technology is unsafe for the future. Is this what you picture?
Dario, you've said that AI could wipe out half of all.
Stop. Stop. That's not nice. And I didn't say it. I knew you were laughing. We just put it up there, all right? I knew your ass was cackling. I know it. Bitch. Sam, do not use Dario's face as a punchline for the rest of the video. Do not do that.
Dario, you've said that AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20%. How soon might that happen?
Well, let's, well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. But just to back up a little bit, I've been building AI for over a decade. And I think maybe the most salient feature of the technology and what is driving all of this is how fast the technology is getting better. A couple of years ago, you could say that AI models were maybe as good as a smart high school student.
Can these guys stop with the relatability shit? Stop jumping on these calls, because it's not all of them, but some of them. They like to jump on these, news features and act like they're normal. Oh, let me just set up my camera with a shit microphone in a room that echoes. I know you got a soundproof, sensory deprivation room that you take ecstasy in and ignore your family inside of, all right? Stop playing, dude. We know what type of money you're dealing with. Just fucking own it. This horse shit, like, no, I'm just in my Manhattan apartment. Actually, my son and my wife sleep in the same room, and we're just here in front of our one closet, shared. Knock it off, dude. We know you got a gajillion dollars back there. Just own it. Just be you.
I would say that now they're as good as a smart college student and sort of reaching past that. I really worry, particularly at the entry level, that the AI models are very much at the center of what an entry level human worker would do. And so it's hard to estimate, exactly what the impact would be. And there's always this question of adaptation. And these technology changes have happened before, but I think what is striking to me about this AI boom is that it's bigger and it's broader and it's moving faster than anything has before. And so compared to previous technology changes, I'm a little bit more worried about the labor impact simply because it's happening so fast that yes, people will adapt, but they may not adapt fast enough. And so there may be an adjustment period.
And I love how, specifically in tech and AI, these guys struggle to speak about people in a human way. And you just get that layer where they're trying to pretend to be a person, and part of it, I think, is they all know the fucking nuclear missile that they have unleashed on all of us, and they're sitting there struggling while simultaneously having a boner at not having to pay anyone. He's like, I'm concerned that they're ooh, shit. Sorry. Sorry, I was just imagining not having to pay a single person from floors 1 to 3, and that just kind of put me in a hole there. Now, are we judging these guys based on singular quotes out of context? Yes, because that's what makes it fun. Look, I think I'm going to give Dario credit in that even if he's being a bit of a pick-me, right? No one likes that, but he might be being a bit of a pick-me CEO. Where he's going, but I'm invested in what's going to happen to you. He might be that, right? That might be genuine. I'm going to say he doesn't have to get on TV and do that. So I'm going to give him credit in that he is a point charitable more than others. I'm going to rate him a 4 on charitability. Conviction. I see it. Again, it's like a soft 3 for me, which is normal. So, it puts you at an 8. The compassion. I think you have to have a point above in terms of compassion to even if you're being a pick-me, right? I think I'd rather you be a pick-me and at least speak about it than than being cold and just sort of flippant. Like, yeah, it's going to fuck society up and you're just going to have to adapt, which is, I think, more in the tune of what I see from the Google CEO. He tries to skin it this way, but maybe it's Dario's eyes. Maybe it's his face that's selling it to me a bit more. Just that cute, loving. I'm gonna grade Dario an 11. He's just a nice 11. He's just a bit on the softer side. And now, ladies and gentlemen, because this is technically a podcast, which you can listen to, you can also watch it on the TMG Studios app, tmgstudios.tv. We need to take a break to thank sponsors of today's video. As my tour is wrapped up, I'm starting to get some more free time back, and I've been searching the internet to find the best deal on concert tickets, which is why I want to give a shout out to SeatGeek, another sponsor of today's episode. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. Right now, you can get tickets to Tame Impala, Kenny G, and more. I might even try something new and grab some tickets to see Dancing with the Stars live after finding a great deal on SeatGeek. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, so use my code Noel10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with promo code Noel10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. We got one more. If you've shopped online, then chances are you have bought from a business powered by Shopify, a sponsor of today's episode. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkouts? It's the one that makes buying so incredibly easy. Well, that's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email, social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling and strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/companylot. Go to shopify.com/companylot. Shopify.com/companylot. Now, this one will be fresh on your mind, but it is such a cut above, no pun, a cut above a lot of the stuff that we researched. And that is the one and only, the genius mind leading the charge at Netflix. We're talking about Ted Sarandos. Now, Ted, in terms of media, he's not just a guy who did well elsewhere. It wasn't like he was selling organic food and then they brought him over for his cost-cutting technique, and they go, this is going to be a guy that can manage media as a product. Ted, actually, he managed a Metropolitan Video retail chain from 1983 to 88. Then he worked as the regional director of sales and operations at a video distributor. Until March in 2000, he was vice president of product and merchandising for Video City, negotiating the first DVD revenue sharing agreement and lowering content costs. So this guy is no stranger to media, right? He's been in the biz. Ted has gotten a lot of criticism because he's really focused on growth as a business guy, and he doesn't really care about cultural sensitivity, Case in point, Netflix hosted the film Cuties, which was wildly controversial, and he seemed pretty blasé about it. Now, the thing that I think is fresh in everyone's mind is Ted's opinion about Hollywood, streaming, and how people consume TV and film. When answering the question, have you destroyed Hollywood, his response was, no, we're saving it. Netflix is a very consumer-focused company. We really do care that we deliver the program to you in a way that you want to watch it. Using the struggling global box office as an example, what does that say? What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they like to watch movies at home. Thank you. The studios and the theaters are duking it out over trying to preserve the 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie.
Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the Time 100. You are one of very few leaders who have been on this list multiple times. So congratulations to you.
It's an honor.
But on that cheery note, things do not look so good in the entertainment industry. The box office is down. The LA film business is shaky. People are out of work. Your competitors' market share is sinking. But Netflix business is thriving. Have you destroyed Hollywood?
No, we're saving Hollywood.
You're saving Hollywood.
Yeah, look, what's a big difference of everything you just listed there is that Netflix is a very consumer-focused company. We really do care that we deliver the programming to you in a way you want to watch it, that it's programming that you love and desire. So we don't let, a lot of other outside forces get in the way of that. So
now, he's not wrong. Netflix does not let outside forces get in the way of what content they put out. They don't even let inside forces get in the way of that. You might remember on a previous Company Lot episode where it was uncovered that there were a handful of Netflix executives that wouldn't even read scripts. They just greenlight a whole project. They're like, what's that title? Nice. And in a way, he's not wrong. People are not going outside, but I don't think it's because they don't want to. I think it's probably because it's too fucking expensive. And to rally your buddies to go watch a film at a movie theater does not cost $20. That shit is going to run you $60 or $70 every time. I know you might be thinking, like, what the fuck movie theater are you going to? And I'm just saying, if someone wants the traditional movie theater experience, you go buy the ticket for you and yours. Maybe, I'm thinking in terms of buying a ticket for someone else and you, and then you get to the concession stand and you pay $17 for licorice, and then you gotta You got to kiss the guy running the register on the nipple just the right amount, that it's not sexual, that it feels parental, maybe maternal, that he goes, oh, I'll give you the mommy discount, and then you can get. So this guy, that's probably why people don't go to the theater. So what do they resort to? A stolen gas station cart sitting in their bed watching an IMAX film on a phone that has 15% charge because they're too lazy to get the charger. So the screen is dimmer than it's supposed to be. And then they go check out on the movie early, and then they give it a 1 out of 4 rating on Letterboxd, and they go, shit was too dark. That is the modern and preferred viewing experience for most media in 2025. I don't think Ted Meister is necessarily wrong about people watching stuff more on their phones. I think we all know that. That's not a controversial statement to make. Now, here's I think maybe a shade of irony here. When it came to Barbenheimer, Ted had to say this: both of those movies would be great for Netflix. They definitely would have enjoyed just as big an audience on Netflix. And so I don't think there's any reason to believe that certain kinds of movies do or don't work. There's no reason to believe that the movie itself is better in any size of screen for all people. My son's an editor. He is 28 years old, and he watched Lawrence of Arabia on his phone. Well, that's probably because he was getting midnight notes, and he has to watch everything on a phone and every other device to kind of just get it done. Brother, you're out of your damn mind if you thought Barbenheimer was going to go off the same way. There's only been like 5 or 6 films in like recent history, I feel, that had that crazy fire of people going to the movie theater. There was, everyone wearing suits to go see Despicable Me. That stands out to me. White children crashing out watching Minecraft. Barbenheimer had everyone 20. That fused like Gen Z and millennial into one, and for one day they stopped talking shit about each other on TikTok, and they actually just went into the same space and consumed media together. I feel like it's only been a handful, and there's no shot you would have got that same reaction from people watching it on their phones. So now we can say our man has a lot of conviction with this. I think he hits a hard, edgy 5 with conviction. Is he charitable? Debatable. I don't know if he's that charitable in terms of how he views people's consumption. I think he looks at the data, but I don't know if he gives people nuance to just kind of, because here's the thing. He's sitting here saying like, oh, Netflix and Oppenheimer would have been, just fine on the phone. But I think I think Demon Hunter went crazy on Netflix, and he was trying to put that out in movie theaters. So he definitely sees the value. He's just very money driven. I think there's a guy that lives by the numbers. And I'm going to rate his charitability and compassion relatively low. He's not on Martin Bally levels of, dismissal. But I think, some, reading between the lines on some of this, I would rate him a bit lower. So I'm going to go 2 and 2. He's a hard and edgy 5. The conviction is there. But I don't know how much credence he gives human beings as consumers, man. So I'm a grade Ted, we're gonna give him that big fat 9. Moving on, Alex Karp, CEO of Palantir. Sam, run the clip of Alex Karp doing coke.
We have the best products in the world, and we cannot have parity. Our adversaries do not have our moral compunction, and they need to wake up scared and go to bed scared. And if you give that to the American people will go back and say, and honestly, probably shouldn't say this is why I thought the Democrats were going to lose the election, why they did, because people want to live in peace, they want to go home, they do not want to hear your woke pagan ideology, they want to know they're safe. And safe means that the other person is scared. That's how you make someone safe. And the average American person understands this. Unfortunately, many of the intellectually captured institutions, funneled and intellectually owned by the Berkeley faculty, do not. And that's what they want, but sure as hell what I want. And that's what Palantir and all the people in this room, I hope, we're here to serve the American people. And my version of service is the soldiers are happier, the enemies are scared, and Americans go back to enjoying the fact that we're the only one with a real tech scene in this country, and we're going to win everything.
Now we're kind of decorating the rankings a little bit here, right? we're kind of, we're getting a cluster starting to develop in the 9s. We kind of got our 5, but I want to talk about a man who I feel, well, let's just go ahead and explain him. I want to read you a quote. In straight up San Francisco, it's like you're on a trip. You got the rip. When you're hanging out with the room, like you're high on the mushrooms.
What? Cause this is what we do, it's the love, it's a gift straight up from the God above. When you hanging with your friends at the Amador Club, right? And when you got this, it's a flash. It feels like you've got this blush. You're so hot, like it's the gold rush. Cause when you're here, you got the AI, it's so fly. And what's AI? Arun's intelligence, that's what we come in.
That is none other than Arun Saigal. And obviously he popped off spitting that hot 16. But before that, he was just Arun, and he was the CEO of Thunkable. Goofiest, dumbest name for a company, man. Thunkable is, one of these put in some words and get an entire product that is normally done by a lot of people in one sitting. Because that's what every app is now. Every app is type out the words and get all the results of hard work instantly. Wait for nothing. Did you want an entire application just because of the 10 words you came up with? Are you tired of trying to find a programmer to develop the genius idea you came up with while you recently ate a sandwich? Look no further than Thunkable. Punch those words and get that app immediately. Then you can take that app to that theorized software developer to have him clean up the code and then actually make it a working product, and then maybe you take it to market and then all those other things. This guy, check this out. He's been rapping since high school, all right? He performs regularly at Bay Area events. This is what he moonlights as. From 9 to 5, he's a CEO. But while he's doing that shit, he's writing down bars in meetings. He's watching battle raps. He's watching Daylight, and he's going, I understand this. I have a master's in computer science, which Peter Thiel says is a made-up degree, but fuck him because I use it every day. But more than that, I'm an artist. Long before this video, he was just, he's just deeply into music. Specifically, he was a multi-instrumentalist who conducts the San Francisco Civic Symphony. This dude has also performed with MC Hammer. And then, while doing all that, he built this company. But it feels like the company is secondary. This guy doesn't want to be a businessman. He wants to be a rapper. Now, him just coming off of his pedestal to perform rap music in business casual, you have to not only rate this guy 5 for compassion, because he is thinking of the people. He is thinking of the raw art and going to its roots. This guy's going to open mics and he's like, I'm not just a fucking CEO, man. I'm here to put in the work. I'm here to rap. I'm here to rap. Is he charitable? Yeah. He's donating time and life. He's donating his art. He's not making you pay for these freestyles. He doesn't say like, man, it'd be so cool if I could create a subscription service so people could listen to my raps. He's not trying to monetize his rapping ability. He wants you to have it. He's giving it out there. He is a charitable guy. And does he have conviction? Fuck yeah, dude. You gotta have some serious conviction to say shit like this in a room full of guys with no rhythm. Arun, you've earned yourself a soft and preferred 15. Or you are our first 15 on the scale. I'll be honest, all this kumbaya shit about a genuine, part of the community CEO kind of disgusts me. So I do want to revert back to a hard and fast towering 5. A scary towering 5. And what I mean by that is a 5 on the CEO hardness scale. I'm talking about none other than Mikey Schulman. His background is not that important. What is important is how corrupted his soul is and vacant the cavity is in his chest. Listen to this, dude. It's not really enjoyable to make music now. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. You need to get really good at an instrument or really good at a piece of production software. I think the majority of people don't enjoy the majority of the time they spend making music. No, that is you. You hate the process. You hate waiting. You are not patient. You just want computers to make everything just happen in front of you. You're like an iPad kid of creativity. You're actually, matter of fact, it's worse than that. You're an iPad kid for the human experience. You don't care about what goes on in between, which is the most valuable part. That's how you get fulfillment. That's how you feel something on the other side when you fucking learn a skill. And even if you're low IQ and it's fucking hard for you to do, that's the point, is that you're dumb and you got somewhere using all of your dumb brain. That's how a lot of us got to where we are. But here you come along in the modern world and you go, I don't think people want to play instruments. I think people just want to be able to make the music. That's why you're awful, man. That's why you're terrible. Making music is not about getting famous and being a top charting whatever the fuck. All right? That's not how it started. Making music was like, hey, we don't have shit else to do. Let's put our feelings into something. That's what arts are supposed to be, you dumb dick, and not just requesting it. Do I sound upset? If I sound triggered, that's because Mikey Schulman has emotionally mogged me. Right? I'm just triggered by his sheer Chad presence and his disregard for what I value in this world. Spiritually mogged. You know, I've been critiqued that I've used mogged incorrectly, and I just, for what it's worth, I use mogged in a sort of loose sense. You can mog someone. Mogging is not just simply about physical prowess. You can mog with your words. I digress, dude. Mikey Schulman is a hard and fast 5. Make no mistake. This guy is a fucking premier diamond CEO. Real royal cunt. Hard 5. And now it's time for the second ad break of today's episode. We also want to thank Manscaped for sponsoring this video. The holidays are here, which means it's time to give the gift of smoothness, whether you're shopping for your partner, your brother, or yourself. We don't judge. Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate upgrade because nothing says happy holidays like a perfectly groomed package. From trimming to freshening up, this all-in-one grooming kit keeps you clean, confident, and ready for any festive occasion. So go ahead, unwrap confidence this season with Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and join over 13 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Use code LOT for 15% off your entire order. We all want to go into the new year feeling confident and comfortable, which is why the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is your clean slate for 2025. It handles everything from body grooming to rogue nose hairs and ears hairs. There's multiples of them. Start the year on a high note, feeling sharp, confident, and ready for whatever comes your way. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is also a fantastic grooming tool. It's precise, smooth, and always reliable, whatever you need to use it for. Whether you're ripping some pool during a night out or it's just a regular Tuesday, the Lawnmower 5.0 keeps you looking your best all night long. Using the Weed Whacker 3.0, you're able to trim all the stray hairs your face creates, helping you stay polished, confident, and ready for everything. Treat yourself right. The Crop Soother and the Crop Preserver keep you fresh, comfortable, and confident, so you're always ready to move forward. And kick off the year with bonuses that elevate your routine. Boxers 2.0, Midnight Bravo, and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag, because you deserve an upgrade. Give the gift of smooth this holiday season with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Get 15% off with code LOT at manscaped.com. That's 15% off, plus free shipping at manscaped.com with code LOT, because nothing says I care like a well-groomed man. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a final break to take a sponsor of today's episode, DraftKings. So the holidays, going great, right? The trees leaning, the oven smoking, and someone just called a family meeting. It's fine, totally normal. But if your version of holiday spirit involves quietly counting down the days, take 5 for yourself. Check out Holidays on the House at DraftKings Casino, because pretending everything's festive is exhausting. DraftKings Casino brings the good kind of chaos, the fun thrill, the payoff without the cleanup. They've paid out the largest online casino jackpot in the United States. In the history of the United States, and awarded over $500 million in jackpots because after a season of giving, it's nice to play something that gives back. New players download the DraftKings Casino app and use code COMPANY, play $5 and get 50 spins a day for 10 days on cash eruption slots. That's code COMPANY, and enjoy holidays on the house. My gift to you this holiday season with DraftKings Casino in partnership with DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for featured games only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends January 25th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, on the flip side of things, I want to present you with another quote from a different CEO, right? A different guy who runs a company. And it's a real gentle statement. Our product really puts the control back in the hands of the artists. This lets them engage fans 24/7 without needing to be online all the time. This platform enables this one-on-one human-like connection. Now, when I say all that, what kind of product do you think this is? Before we even get to the person, what kind of product do you think this is? I want you to just think for a second. And while you're thinking on that, matter of fact, I want you to look right here and just kind of hold on to what you were imagining the product was and just see if this lines up.
He's getting bigger. See?
Oh, honey, that's wonderful.
Kicking like crazy.
He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
It feels like he's dancing in there.
Oh, honey.
Mom, would you tell Charlie that bedtime story?
Now, this might feel cute, all good and well, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you the spoiler if you don't know already. Her mom is dead. She's FaceTiming her dead mom. This is for an app where you can talk to dead people. Yeah, AI recreated dead people, which has been a thing. China's been on this. We're just barely catching up. Immortalizing our loved ones. You know, we finally moved on as America from Tupac hologram to Tupac on FaceTime to your mother having the same tattoos and potentially the same bandana as Tupac, modeling it back to you on your phone going, I always loved rap music. And look, I appreciate trying to use AI as sort of like a punchline, but you're just kind of making it sound Asian, which is fine. You know, if that's what you're going for, Callum Worthy, if you're trying to sort of present Asian. Plenty of people want to do that, you know. Callum, to me, wanting to create a product where you can communicate with your dead loved ones, especially considering they used to be a Disney star, which, by the way, insane pipeline. You go from, I don't know, Mickey Mouse Club and... that's my thought of Disney Channel shows. You know what I'm going to be when I grow up? I'm going to own an AI company where you can talk to your dead grandma. This guy is clearly full of compassion, and he's extremely charitable because he wants to help you connect with your loved ones. And he's clearly got a lot of conviction because, I mean, just listen to this. Having worked as an actor, writer, producer for the last 20 years, I experienced firsthand how challenging it is to create a meaningful relationship with fans around the world. What a guy. How can I clone myself? You know, he's doing the thing that I said Mr. Beast should have done, which technically Mr. Beast doesn't have to do. But Callum wanted to start a company where you can have AI versions of yourself. Him wanting to clone himself and be a tangible handheld best friend. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Mr. Beast buys this product, gets Callum shot in the back of the head in his BMW, and takes it for his own. Because Mr. Beast is a bank now, so he's doing murders now. I don't know if you know that. JK. That's satire. JK. Now here's the thing. You want to think Callum might be 5 in all categories. You know, I've been using the word conviction. And I'm now realizing in the middle of my recording I have confused that with convincing. Because I have a 7th grade reading level and a goldfish. I think what I mean by conviction is, do I believe what you're saying? And you would think that Callum would score in all categories, but I'm gonna tell you something. This little thing right here, as an actor, he lost me there. He lost me there because you can give him a script. And that's his whole goal, is to make you feel like he means what he says. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. He might have conviction, but I think it's false. I think it's a performative conviction, and that way I don't think it's real. It's not real the way Ted Sarandos goes, I think Barbenheimer should have been on his cell phone. That's conviction to me. This thing right here, as an actor, stop. Big fat fucking 0 from me, Callum. I'm not buying it. We're going to rate Callum a 10. Now, I've been kind of wavering, right? I've been given 9s. I've been given 7s, 15s. Is it possible, folks? Is it possible to score a 0? And I want to say yes. You can have no compassion, no conviction, and no charitability. I believe that. And I want to just slam it on the forehead of the Roblox CEO. There seems to be a problem on Roblox with P-Redditors. Very close to Redditor. Just slight delineation in family. But they're in the same genus, if you will. There's been a problem with P-Redditors on Roblox, something that the company has tried to duck, dodge, dip, and dive away from. And when finally challenged with the question, hey, buddy, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Mr. Robert Bazuki. Polish last names are tough. He comes out and he goes, we think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well. Hey, man, after hours and hours of children potentially being at risk, we as a company have finally come around to the idea that we have an opportunity here. I think the creators of the Wiz app had the same idea. Mr. Bazuki, in my book, I think he gets a big fat 0 because he's kind of it just feels like they've been blasé about it, trying to silence people, getting YouTube videos taken down for addressing the issue, trying to make it go away. Yeah, dude, I don't think that's very charitable or compassionate. There was no immediate response from Roblox, and because they're like, well, I mean, we just get these guys to shut the fuck up and keep going. You know what I'm saying? So the last CEO that I want to grade here, you are definitely familiar with him. He used to be the CEO of Chipotle. You remember this guy from a couple of years ago? There was a leaked training video where he was telling him how to properly scoop the meat. Well, Brian finessed his way into being the CEO at Starbucks, and I'm not a huge Starbucks fan, but in doing some research about Brian, naturally I landed on some of his initiatives over at Starbucks. One of his big ones was he was bringing back personalized messages on cups. And let me tell you, this guy has got too much conviction. Usually we cap conviction at a 5, but this guy might score a 15 on that alone.
We got into a conversation about his plan to bring back the personal messages on cups.
We're going to get back to doing that. We're tracking down the Sharpies, and we're going to get back to, writing little notes on the cups. It may not be everybody's name because, but.
Yeah, to stop himself there. Might not be everyone's name because there's some hard names in this country. But, regardless, we're gonna get there. I think the funniest part about this that I learned recently is they fucking baristas were doing this, and then people started complaining because they thought they were getting hit on. Which, who the hell? Listen, I know we don't want to create, an aggressive or too forward of a society, but I mean, if it's written down, you could just fold up. You could fold up that cat call and put it in something. You could take that energy and I think you can let it all go because you were instructed to write something. Now maybe I'm not accounting for people taking advantage, right? Like you definitely shouldn't be picking up a Starbucks cup and it's like I would put those in my mouth. You're like, the fuck, dude, this is a flat white. What the hell are you doing? But just a nice little, hey, your hair looks nice. Just want to let you know you're still being, stay sexy, whatever the hell. I've gotten that. I've ordered food from places and they have pre-written messages on the bag. That is, now that I say that, I did order food recently and the bag said, stay sexy. And I was like, man, who the fuck is talking to me like this? And I think that is part of me getting older. Young me would have been like, yeah, I will. Thank you. But now that I'm older, I read that message and I go, hey man, just give me the burrito. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm sexy. Give me my food. I'm hungry. Regardless, Brian Nichols gets this guy gets a fat 10 on the conviction scale. I mean, this guy has got conviction no matter what he's saying. Is he charitable? I think you could say so. He wants his employees flirting. All right, he's following the Trader Joe's model. We want our baristas to feel sexually available. Some of them present in multiple genders, and we think that lends to potentially being hit on. whatever they write, it opens up a vast array of people to interpret their message as a compliment. And we like that. Is he compassionate? That I don't know. I don't work for Starbucks. I did do some digging on Reddit, and it would seem that a lot of people think he's an idiot. But that doesn't change that he might mean well, and he can score high on compassion. I'm honestly going to give Brian Nichols a fat 20. He ranks outside of the, permitted. And I know I'm breaking the rules here a little bit, but, what are you going to do? It's my game. I'll give him a fat 20. What does a fat 20 look like on the CEO hardness scale? Because he's kind of got it in all dimensions. He's almost like, it's like it's too much. It's a diamond that hurts to pick up, and it's ugly to look at. You're like, it's just like, relax. It's kind of his vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for the rapid fire CEO hardness test. If you would like me to go more in depth and maybe, reduce the amount, let me know. I enjoyed this, but maybe you won't. And that's kind of part of life. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.